Hello and welcome back to Choice Bits of Bliss. Today we're going to de-kit my Mood Board Magic Winter Where You Are kit. And I thought we would just take this opportunity to do some chatting about whatever comes up in my head. Talk to me about it. One of the things I realized pretty early on is that I put way too much paper in this kit. Way too much paper. It's a lot. And I still have a lot. And I've scrapbooked quite a bit. I mean, I have a lot here. And I brought in a lot of sticker sheets, and I have a lot of embellishments, and I had a lot of dies that I had pulled out, and I've put the dies up. I had this little container of ribbons and just kind of fabric, to add texture. And I'm already transitioning to spring. So I've already taken out all of the Christmas, the red, white, those type of, what's the word I'm looking for? We're going to call it ribbons and stuff because I just blanked. All of a sudden, just blanked. That's how it does. Anyway, so I'm transitioning into more spring-like colors, and I'm going to keep this on my desk. And I also had in that my dies. The dies I've already put up. I keep my holiday dies separate from my everyday dies. And maybe soon I'll show you what my dye solution has become. I'll briefly tell you that last year I decided it was just becoming way too heavy, and I was beginning to worry about what if I dropped them on my foot. I could break my foot or something. And I didn't want to run that risk. So I transitioned into one container that with larger pieces of magnet. So instead of using the 5x7 magnet, I've transitioned to using the 8x11. And you can just get more dies on a sheet. It's still heavy, but the way I have it designed now is that it's sitting, so to my right, I have this other little desk area, and it's sitting on that desk area, and the design is for it to stay stationary. And then I can just kind of flip through the holders, the protectors, to pick out the dies. And I have them loosely categorized. They're not categorized super fine. I have like letters. So that's all my alphas. And then I have flowers and leaves. And of course, it's all florals and leaves and things that could be considered with like butterflies. And then I have texture, which, texture type dies with like your little grids and honeycomb, that kind of stuff. And I also have, let's see, what's the other? I have 4 categories. Shapes. So that's going to be your shapes. That's self-explanatory. Circles, squares, triangles, and so on. So that is what's going on with my dies. And it's a little bit of a tangent from what I meant to talk about in this video. I wanted to talk about, because I pulled everything out of the holder that I had it in to get ready to start de-kitting it. And I thought, I'm having some realizations. And one of those realizations is this. So let me find, here it is. So this is Cartabella. Snow Fun is the collection. And I feel pretty certain that there was a warehouse sale and I bought additional. So there's 29 elements in this pack. And one of the things that I'm realizing is, as cute as this is, and I love it, that even if I just had one, and you can see there's a lot of holes, I used quite a bit this scrapping session with this kit. I did not use 29. And I need to start remembering this, that 29 pieces goes a long way. to decorate with and play with, and that I don't need two of them. That's the kind of realization that that's truly beginning to sink into my brain space. When I start thinking about what to add in a kit, what I'm purchasing, and then when I get to these situations where I have duplicates, instead of feeling excited that I have all of this stuff, I'm beginning to feel a little, regret is not the word. Just this inward knowing that I can't use all of that. I need to start having that thought and that feeling during the purchasing portion instead of afterwards, because it's too, the horse is already out of the barn at that point in time. It's too late. I need to think of that in advance. So that's kind of this is what I've been thinking about and kind of going over in my head for days now. I have to think very differently during the purchasing process. And it's a little bit like not knowing portion control with food. I also have that issue as well, by the way. It's difficult for me to see a small thing and think that's enough, when in reality, quite frequently, it is enough. It is more than enough. And I need to start bringing that into my consciousness and thinking about that and processing that kind of new way of thinking before it gets to this portion and I'm having to deal with the overage. So every year, I swear, every year, the way that I'm looking at my supplies and the way that I'm purchasing is evolving. I don't know if it's the same for you or not, but ever since 2020, I have done some sort of cutting back, reconfiguring, rethinking, trying to see my hobby in new and exciting ways, and as well as ways that are manageable. Having too much, it's still too, even if you have the space for it. Even if I had a large room, I'm not going to speak to you, I'll speak to myself. Even if I had a very large room and I had it full of, there was a place for everything, it would still be too much stuff for me. I can't speak to you. I do not work in the industry. This is not my job. I'm simply doing this as a hobby. I don't need so much stuff. Now, if you've ever listened to Janet from Record the Story Scrapbooking, she says she likes to have choices. She likes to have options. And I'm a big proponent of that idea. That is not the right word. Proponent is not the right word. I'm a big supporter of that idea. I believe in that as well. I love having options and choices, and I like to have a variety of different elements that provide texture and depth and color, and I love all of that. But what I'm learning is that when you have one of those pieces of paper, and this is one of those, because I did some fussy cutting out of this. This is a lot of color and different elements on one piece of paper. And this piece of paper did cost more expensive. So I think I paid like $1.99 for it. It was more expensive than just the regular pattern paper. But guess what? I've gotten a lot of usage out of that $1.99 than I got. Where'd they go? So there's a time and a place for both of these elements. I can use this and this to create really dynamic layouts without having to have two of these. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm just rambling and I'm not making a lot of sense, but I wanted to say that not necessarily for you, but just to kind of coalesce what's going on in my brain and how I'm thinking these days. I just want to get it out there so that for some reason it's a kind of like a release for me to be able to verbalize what's in my head, and then it becomes more concrete in my spirit. Okay, so enough about that. Let's start dekitting. Let's go through the process. I used a lot. I used a whole lot, and still have a whole lot. So these are things that I opened in here. These are my scraps. I used them quite a bit. This was going to land on a page. My friend made that for me for Christmas, and I didn't get it on the page, so I'm going to pull that out, make sure that I get use out of it. So we'll go through my scraps separate. Let's set those aside. Now, let's look at, this is all I have left of this sticker sheet, and that's falling off. And this is all I have left of this sticker sheet. I have this scrap of my foam stickers. This is what I have left. This is what I have left of my rub-ons. Let's see, did I use these at all? Just one little bit. One little bit. And that's an example of how one thing goes so far. I used these elements, but I still have a lot left on here. I used some of these alphas, but I still have a lot. You saw these already. I've used quite a bit. And what did I do with the other one? I may have set it down already. Anyway, I've used quite a bit. Still have a lot left. All right, let's get that to the side. I did not use any of these, and they are so bloomin' cute. I have 2 packs of this. One of these is going to be donated. One of these are going to go away. So I need to decide figure out which one this one. I used some out of it. Okay, so we're going to keep that one, and this one will be gifted. I did not use any out of this little sticker book, but I'm keeping it. Did not open this. So these little chipboard pieces, I had a whole pack of chipboard pieces, and this is all I have left is just a few. I have maybe like 7 in there, and then I have my washi. I'm going to keep that. Had to dig my stuff out of the trash because it just fell in. Anyway, got this sticker book, and I used some of it. Have a lot left. Have a lot left. I used some of these, but these are going to stay on my desk to be just kind of added in to as I'm playing this year. And I have these 2. Okay, so this pack, I had 2, and I've combined it all into one. And this one was not opened, and I still have it. I did not. What's wrong with me today? I didn't use this at all. And I love it. I'm keeping that. I did use some of the 12 by 12 of the same collection, but just use some of it. And then I still have a lot of this. And as I'm playing with this paper, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm feeling inspired to dig in again. So here's a sticker sheet. And as you can see, I've used quite a few pieces off of it. I used some of this sticker sheet. I didn't use any of this, but I used some of the paper. I used 2 pieces of these chipboard. These papers go with the Cartabella, so these all go together here. I have another sticker sheet. I didn't use any of those. I did not use any of those. And we have the colored cardstock that goes with that. Winter Farmhouse, I did use some of it, and I used almost an entire 6x8 of this collection. I just had a lot of it. And I have 2 sticker sheets here that I didn't touch. We've got, this is the Snow Much Fun that goes to the Cartabella. Let me stick that with that. And we have an extra sheet. I put this in thinking that I could use it. Have 2 of those and 2 of these, the cut aparts from the Merry Mingle. That's the B-sides. I just put in, oh, this, I know, I had some Christmas paper left over from my Christmas collection obsession, and I just threw it in this kit because I knew that when I got ready, that's why there's so much paper. This is all Christmas right here. I knew that when I put this all up, it would all go back in my Christmas, so I just kept it all together. I have this chipboard that I did not open or use. I have this specialty paper that I did not use. And I have this Hip Kit that I did not use. These are from a paper pad, and I didn't use them. I'm feeling really, I kind of really want to make another layout with this. This sticker book did not get used. And then we have sticker sheets. Let me throw those together. More Christmas paper. Yeah. And then I had these specialty pieces here. These are 2 different tones. Can you see that? And I got them all from the same place at Joann's. And I did use some of this close to my heart, but I did not use it all. And I used some of this crepe paper, but I did not use it all. Still have quite a bit of it left. And the goal was, and this is just a protector to keep things standing up in that holder that I was using. So that's everything. And I'm going to tear it down and use it, or put it back where they belong, the individual kits. And then give me a second and I'll get that done. Okay, I have my kits put away. And now I'm down to my scraps. And I thought I'd just bring you along so that we could look through these and make some decisions. These I fussy cut, and it is always a difficult decision to, once you've done that fussy cutting, to just get rid of the leftovers. And that's where I am. I think I'm going to keep them for a bit because, well, I've already done the work and I possibly could use them. These strips, and now that I am finished playing with the kit, I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of those. These little 2x2s, I don't really see a use for them. Get rid of those. And I have quite a bit. Oh, I need to put that over here with the rest of that kit. This, I had layered something like that, and I may do some more layering with these. So I'm going to set these aside and think about those. I see these makes no sense. I get so frustrated with myself because that I have a hard time getting rid of because it could be tucked, but I'll take an entire piece of paper and get rid of it and never look back. Never look back. That is cute. That I don't think I will keep. That I don't need. This goes with the 2x2s. So this is, I had 2 6x8 pads, and this is what I have left, which is probably one entire 6x8 pad. That goes to something else. I'm not doing too great with making these decisions. These strips, they're going to go away. And more 2x2s. So now that I'm seeing that I have so many of those 2x2s, there may be something I can do with them. And I'll just have to think about that. I think I'm going to throw this one away. I'm not real fond of that. And this one. This, I think I would use those pieces. So this is the 6x8 pad. These I want to use, and use. I like this pattern, and I think I'm going to put that with my pink scraps. Keep that. Go ahead and let that go. Let that go. I'm going to keep this yellow side, and then I'm going to trim out that so that it's not jaggedy when I'm putting it up. I really like this, and I'm keeping it. I will keep these scraps. I have a snowflake, a runaway snowflake. Yes, definitely keeping that. Definitely keeping that. I like this. Strips are going away. This is going to go away. Keeping this. Keeping that. It's a good usable size. Keeping that. I will keep that. This and this. These are mats that I had cut and didn't use. Keeping that. This can go away. I think I'm going to keep that. I want to keep that. And I'm going to keep these. Okay, so those are my big pieces. I'm going to put those together and put these in my scraps. And I need to make adjustments with that one. And these are patterned. Okay. This I'm going to have to make decisions about. We have gotten to this point. I have dekitted my kit. I've made a lot of decisions, and then I still have some things to chew on and think about. But that's it. I have put away, for the most part, my very, very large Mood Board Magic kit. And I would love it if you came back and let's just chat some more. Bye-bye.